Do you see yourself as the nice guy or the nice girl or the good guy, and you are tired of ending back in the same place where you started? Or do you work with the perennial nice guy or nice gal, the one who does nice things, they serve people, and they're caring, they're good individuals? I'm going to show you how those people can self-sabotage. We're going to look at how to actually spot self-sabotage and how to undo it and make sure that it's not stopping you from the results that you deserve. This is how the connector archetypes can succeed. Now, the connector archetypes happen to be the lover, the everyman, and the companion, otherwise known as the caregiver. We're going to look at those. But before we do that, I got to tell you really some of the origin of this. I was getting coached. The year was 2016. And I remember as I walked into my home office, thinking about how my coach was telling me, hey, your thoughts are a powerful thing. She wanted me to find a way to influence all of my positive thoughts through I am statements and through cultivating what she called affirmations. That was great. But the more I thought about it, I started to realize, what if my negative thoughts are also that powerful? And I decided that I was going to get a little pad of paper and start recording all of my negative thoughts. And here's the crazy thing. I did it on a small notebook because I didn't want any chance of anyone finding out what was going on inside of my brain. I had no idea what might be bouncing around in there. And I was very shocked and very surprised to find out what it was. So I decided any negative thought that I had about myself, anytime I said something mean, bad, or negative about me to me, I was going to write it down. And so this is what happened. I gave a presentation, and as soon as I got done with the presentation, it started. Everyone got off the call. I was on the call, or I was alone by myself, and I was there saying, I'm so stupid. They think I'm stupid. Time and time and time again, when I would reach out to and do something that was brand new, I found myself saying the same words to myself. I was actually amazed that after 6 days, I had written down almost 20 times where I had told myself, I'm stupid. Now, I don't really actually believe that I'm stupid, but in those moments, what I was feeling was almost like the tension of a dog being pulled back by a short leash. I was feeling it. Really, what was happening is my brain was creating a tension so that I wouldn't go any further. I would go back to where I was before. This is self-sabotage. And to go any further, I actually want to share an image with you. I want you to imagine. Well, first, let's talk about what self-sabotage is. Sabotage just means that an employee is doing mischievous acts to create destruction. So they typically came from people in a shipyard or working for someone actually doing an act to try to hurt the person that they worked for. And if we just add the word self to it, you can see what that means. It means that someone is trying to do something to harm you, and they're doing it on purpose. And the person who's doing this thing on purpose to harm you is you. So why do we self-sabotage? The main reason that I find in my primary interest in this is to help you to create transformation. And transformation is you going from one form and into another, from you going from where you were to where you want to be and where you deserve to be. But the reality is there's something inside of us that resists it because it's new, it's novel, and it's unknown. So back to the picture. Imagine you wanted to get to a place of promise. So that will be this jewel here. And you start out right here, and on the way, so this jewel's here, and actually in between you and the jewel is a cliff. There's a, what do you call that? I don't know. Like there's a hole, like you, and going across that gap is a rope swing bridge. As you step onto the rope swing, moving towards the thing that you wanted, it feels like a great idea. You're excited and you're moving towards this beautiful, wonderful thing, this transformation, this new place. But as you take the next step on this bridge, you start to notice how rickety it is. And then the next step, you notice how the rope swing starts to move back and forth, and the next one and the next one. And by the time you get to the halfway point from here to here, right here in the middle, you start to notice that maybe, just maybe I should go back. And so when you start to notice what I'm about to show you, that's that place right in the middle of the bridge. It's a place where you can either go forward into the new thing or you can go backwards into the old thing. Now, what's happening right here in that very middle moment is something that actually creates all of your life, and it's faith. It's a belief mixed with a feeling. Belief mixed with a feeling. And if you're moving forward, the belief mixed with a feeling is a positive belief mixed with a positive feeling, and you are narrating what's happening in the steps towards where you're going. You're narrating that with a positive belief. And what happens is you get a narrow field of focus and you are able to move forward with confidence and with clarity and with action. That's what creates momentum. However, if we get to that place and what we used to know, what's back there on the other side of the bridge is actually more appealing than what's up there in front of us, what we will do is we will mix the belief that it's better back there, so a thought, with a feeling of, oh my God, this is dangerous. And those two things connected will cause you to run backwards. And truthfully, if we were to look at it like that, we would be able to make probably the best decisions for ourselves all the time. But because it happens so fast, what happens is we have a thought, we have a feeling, it's almost subconscious, and we make a decision and we move one way or the other. Now, self-sabotage is going to keep you from moving forward. Always. It's always going to keep you from moving forward and having traction in one way or another. The idea is that you're saying, I don't know about what's up there, but I know what's back there. When we do this, it's weird. We will create a destructive behavior that will break a part of something that we need so that we can't fulfill the promise we said that we would do. So we have an excuse or we have a reason. And so we're taking a look at it for the people who I believe tend to self-sabotage the most. And it's you. You wonderful, caring, awesome, amazing connectors. So a connector is driven by consistency. A connector is driven by caring for others, by helping others. A connector, well, they're driven by connecting. If you notice that you are moving in a direction, you're trying to transform, and any of these things begin to feel threatened, like I'm not connected, I feel like I'm being mean, I'm not being caring, I'm not being consistent, I'm erratic. Any of those things, I want you to kind of like get the magnifying glass out and take a look, because you might be in the middle of self-sabotage. So I'm going to go through some of the top triggers and some of the top phrases, and then I'm going to show you how you can get out of this stuff so that it doesn't determine your next step. Because here's the deal. You deserve transformation. We all deserve transformation. That's what we're made to do. If you're a believer in God like I am, it says if anyone is in Christ, he's a new creation. The old is gone and the new has come. If you're not, it doesn't matter. You're here to transform. You can't stay the same. We're not supposed to. Now, being the fact that you caregivers, you lovers, you everyman, being the fact that you judge yourself by how you treat others in this unity that you have with others, that's something that you want at all costs. Help you to be nicer. than the rest of us, but it also will keep you in your place. So I want you to imagine one of these scenarios. This could be a trigger. You've been promoted. Now there's going to be attention on you. Trigger. You're thinking, oh my God, everyone's going to be looking at me. What if I let people down? Okay. Here's a trigger for you that probably happens every day. Conflict, disagreement. If I share my feelings, oh no, what would they think of me? They might reject me. Internalizing others' emotions. The truth is, because you are a caring person and a healing person, we probably, the rest of us, have trusted you to help us put things back together, to counsel us, to heal us. And what you do really good is you internalize others' emotions. And what happens is you put them over you. And when sometimes we will take on like a lot of someone else's emotions, we'll go find a wounded person to help so that we don't have to help ourselves. So that could be a form of self-sabotage. If you notice yourself hating yourself, by the way, use the little red book if you if you feel like that might be the case. But if you notice a downward spiral where you are disconnecting from others, that's a lower valuation of yourself. Notice that could be a place of self-sabotage. If you are put into a place where you are asked to stand out, to lead, okay? If you're in a place to where you could suffer loss of approval, these are all places. And one more, by the way, fear of being a burden to others. If you feel like you're like, I know I should ask this person, I know I should do this, but I don't want to burden other people. That, my friend, is self-sabotage. That's what's happening here. Here are some of the key phrases. I've got some written down here for you. I just don't want to cause any problems. I just better keep quiet. Okay? That's one of those phrases. If I stand out too much, people might think I'm being selfish, or they might think I'm trying to be arrogant. Like I think I'm the best or something. Self-sabotage is right around the corner from that. You know what? I just need to help other people be happy. And if I don't know, maybe they might leave me. Here's another one. It's not that big of a deal. I can handle it by myself. I don't need to bother anyone with this. Here's another one. I don't want to burden other people with my needs. Or as long as they're okay, then I'm okay too. All I want is what they want. Parents, this is a big one, okay? If you're a parent, you're projecting stuff onto other people that they didn't ask for. You know, I'm probably not good enough for this opportunity anyway, or I'll put my goals on hold. I'll put me on hold. Let me take care of everyone else while I limp along. So if you've ever had any of these things, what probably is in front of you is an opportunity for transformation, and also a fear that you are going to always be relied upon. You're going to it's like, people can rely upon you now, but it's like, oh no, now they're going to, instead of relying upon me at this level, they're going to rely upon me at this higher level. And that's a scary, scary thing. So what can we do about that? What can we do? The first thing I'm going to say is, listen, look for the ways for the 3 C's, okay? Because you are the image of someone else who has these 3 C's. And if you can do this, it brings you back into you and not in the place where you're in fight or flight and fear of loss. You're afraid of losing people. You're afraid of losing connection. Okay. So let's get out of that. So the first C that I want you to pay attention to is your curiosity. Be curious. Be curious about yourself. Be curious about others. Be curious about what they would say or think if you rose to this place of notoriety or good things happening. Okay. So that's one thing. Be curious. Like, let yourself stop judging. You believe it or not, you think you're not a judgy person. You are actually the most judgy out of all of us, except for, well, there's another group that might be a little bit more. Don't judge yourself. Okay. So be curious. What's the next one? Well, it's connect. Connect. Talk to people. Talk it out. You probably already do that anyway. So outsource some of your care to other people. I know that that's who you are for people. Find at least one person that you can just blubber on about this stuff with, that they won't judge you and they'll help you kind of sort through some of the pieces. So connecting with people is good. Also, I would say reframing whatever it is that you're doing so that it feels like you are connected. So if you're moving or advancing or growing, how does that help you to care for more people? Or how does that enable you or empower you to care more or better? I know this. Listen, I know that you are Superman or Superwoman when you are able to jump into things for others. So maybe frame whatever is causing this feeling as something for others, and you will find that you're able to do great things. Actually, I worked with one guy who couldn't do an action for himself. He was a high-powered executive. He would never do it for himself, but whenever he realized that his team needed it, oh, he was amazing at it. So maybe that's what you're like. Okay. The final one is create. What can you create? What can you create right now from this place? What do you mean, what can I create? Well, can you create a new relationship? Can you create a new way of making someone allow them to be healed? What can you create? I'm going to leave that question very, very open. There are a few things also that I would say too is, number one, maybe work on your self-worth a little bit. If you're noticing this, you think your value is here, you need to move that up a little bit. Okay. Find other people who value you and ask, why am I worthy of this? You're probably being triggered again by something that's calling you to a higher place. So cultivate a little bit more self-worth. Seeking the support of others is going to help you to do that. Embrace your individuality. You're not like all the rest of us. You are like us, but you're a little bit different. And one of the things is that when you shine your light, you give us permission to do the same. So if you don't do that, you're also telling us to not do that either. You might need a little bit of help creating, I don't want to say assertiveness skills, but ways of handling conflict that feel like care. Like, the reason I'm telling you this is because I care. The reason I'm telling you this is because I want to help. If you say that before you say anything else, it can help a lot of things. And then finally, I'm just going to leave you with this one: boundaries, time boundaries, space boundaries. Right? Draw the line. However that is that you like. Just start with one, and begin to grow. And listen, you have rights. And you don't exist for other people as much as you think you do. You exist for you and God first, and then other people. We love your care, but you will go empty if you don't learn how to overcome your self-sabotage. If you want to see more about how to grow as a connector, just click on the next video. I'll show you the things to do, to avoid, to not avoid, how you can be a better professional. And hopefully this helps you to stay out of some of those places. We'll see you on the next video.